Hi, today I'm going to show you how to straighten your hair like the hairdresser does it. Okay, so what I've done, this is my hair naturally dried. I've kind of really lightly blow over my fringe like I showed you in the previous video. So I've given it a really good brush so there's no knots in it. We're going to section out. You can do this with a hair tie if you don't have sectioning clips, but butterfly clips are really good too. And you're going to need a comb. So I'm using some Cloud9 hair straighteners, but any straighteners I'm sure will be fine. So you need to use your comb and just take your time going down. It's better to do it slowly than to go like this. Okay, so using the comb, you will get used to, you might be a bit slow at it at first, but you will get used to having the comb in there. So it gets out any knots before the irons go through and they kind of heat the knots together, and it makes it really knotty and you can't really run your fingers through, and it goes quite puffy as well. So see how I'm going right to the roots? That's going to give me no volume. So you can use something like powder puff, or you can tease the roots to get that lift, or to avoid that you cannot go straight up to the roots. You can kind of start halfway down like this and just clamp down really lightly and then kind of start pushing down on the irons more once you get to about there. So you can see that that's still got a bit of lift there. And almost that, yeah, isn't too flat to the head. But sometimes it's quite nice to, on the bottom sections underneath, to go straight to the roots. And then just the ones on the top, just a little bit lower. If you've got curlier hair, you're going to want to go right to the roots, but yeah, need to get some kind of back combing so it looks a bit more natural rather than dead straight. So this should last you. If you give it a good brush the next day, you might just need to go over it really lightly on the ends, on the very ends in the morning, but giving it a good brush should be able to get all the oils to the ends of the hair and give you another day with your hairstyle. So with your fringe, I'm going to show you how you can still use your irons but not clamping down too hard on your irons. You can see how that looks a bit ridiculous even though I've blow waved it. So we're going to just section that out too with the comb. Start really lightly and kind of tuck it under. I hate seeing fringes that stick out like that, so you're just really softly tucking under. Here we go. So when you're doing the back, you need to section this out, probably in a few more sections than you do on the sides. And you need to give it a bit more of a comb because the back tends to get more knotty. So I just bring it all forward around so I can see what I'm doing. You don't really need to use a lot of heat protective stuff unless you are going to be doing this every single day. I find it kind of is too producty and not natural enough feeling, and I just don't like that sticky, tacky, full of product feeling hair. So I would rather put something like Moroccan oil in before your hair dries before you blow over it or before you leave it to dry naturally. And then put like a serum kind of like on the ends here to stop the fluffies, rather than put all that kind of stuff in that you kind of fry into the hair almost. But if you are going to be doing it every day, it is good to maybe put it in, maybe leave it for a little bit so it's not too wet on the hair. And there we go. The comb really helps, so it's going to be a bit fiddly at first, but give it a go.